as you might have known, or might not have known at all, I posted a video showcasing. I try to make it as short as possible while still like getting a lot of it, and it still ended up being like 6-7 minutes or whatever, maybe longer, maybe 8 or 9, I don't remember, but it was like really long. And so, but it just basically showcased everything. I didn't really go into detail of what everything was or anything like that. So what I've decided to do today is to take you on like a little tour of, get it, tour. That's a Lord of the Rings joke. Gotta love those. So, well, I'll get into that a little bit. Well, I probably won't. I'm not going to explain everything. That'll take too long. Or maybe I will. I'm not sure. But either way, I'm just going to, like, jump into it. I know that's kind of cringy to say, but whatever. And what we're going to do is I'm going to what I'm going to do, you're just watching, and you're probably not watching anymore because I'm really cringy, but that is okay. But if you are still watching, what I am going to do is I am going to take you on a tour of Gondolin. There's the word. There's the big word you've been waiting for. And you just want to get right into it, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go really into detail about everything. So that's just what's going to happen. Alright. So I got this recording up here. And we're going to go down here and make sure it's still recording on the other end. It looks to be, so we're gonna go in for a second. And Gondolin. I also did Middle Earth. I did a city. I don't know what that was. I did this. This was like my own thing. Star Wars. That was Cloud City-ish. That was Minas Tirith-ish. I was trying to do Vikings. This is Tamriel. That's just the Morrowind Temple thing. That's just some random thing I did. And some copies, and this is something I was going to do but didn't. Yay. And then apparently there's 5 servers, but they're not mine, so I'm not going to showcase them here. They're probably ones that are like very, very common. There was blah 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 types of fish. Respawn point for the day. Did not know that. Actually I did, because, you know, I actually play this game. Okay, good. Just making sure the camera still works. Alright, so basically you're walking in the mountains near the evil Morgoth, and your name is Tuur. So basically this guy named Tuur, right, he's walking along these paths, and then he finds a secret path. I didn't show it, but maybe he just fell down here. I don't know, because people aren't supposed to leave here. Maybe they used ropes or stuff to get in and out here. Basically, they get here. This is how I always imagined it. And they're like, ooh, look at this. This is the first gate of Gondolin. That's kind of hard to find out in the middle of the mountainous regions near the evil land. But you don't know that's the first gate of Gondolin. But this is the wooden gate. And I found an image that kind of looked like this. And I really enjoyed that. And so I liked where that was going. So I kind of took that essence of what that was and kind of brought it into here as best as I could. You know, just kind of carving right in the mountain there, and then having it a little bit there. And so I've always imagined the pathway into Gondolin being more like a cave system, but at the same time I found out that a lot of people tend to refer to it as more of a what's it called? A canyon. There's the word. Lovely words. And so since people like refer to this as a canyon more often than a cave, I made it mostly a canyon, but I did add some moments where it's definitely like a cave. So it kind of goes like in and out. It's like mostly a canyon, but there's like caves and overshadow parts in certain areas. Alright, so now let's go. So it's kind of just there, and then when you go inside you can kind of see it out there, and it looks pretty cool. And then I made this part of the cave and made a little waterfall, and that's supposed to go down to Gondolin or not, I don't know. It's just a watery thing in a cave, little creek or river, I don't know what it is. Anyways, so you follow the path and boom, there's the second gate, and it's the stone gate. Do you know why? It's made of stone. Anyways, so that kind of exits right here, is like the exiting of that part of the cave, and it kind of goes more into the canyon again. Although there was a tiny bit of the canyon actually over at the foot of the wooden gate over there. And there's the braziers lighting up the path. Kind of just, I don't know what I was thinking when I made these, but I did. And then you get to the iron gate. Ooh, at least I think it's the iron gate. It's been a while since I built these. And I found a picture that looks similar to this, and I really enjoyed it because when you see the first one, you're just like, what the heck is this, right? And then you see the second one, and it's just really generic. And then you get to the third one, it looks definitively evil, and so... or almost definitively evil, but still pretty creepy. And so a lot of people would just turn back now, and so they wouldn't end up finding Gondolin at all. And I kind of like that idea. As you can see, I used there's 3 towers, there's a little bit there, there's the red windows, and there's a kind of like a drawbridge. It doesn't really do, well, not drawbridge, like the, you know, the great doors. I forgot what it was, but yeah. I'm gonna go check the mic real quick, see that's still recording. Yep, we're good. Alright. There's just a random sheep. There's like a lot of animals crawling around here that get out of hand. As you can see, there's the kind of like the mountain over there. I don't like rain, so I'm gonna take care of that. Weather clear. So then I use the redstone to kind of light it up. And actually I permanently set it at like dusk or something so that the sun's in the background, so you can still see the sun kind of, but it makes this, you'll see what I mean, but it makes the mountains look like red, and kind of, and that represents a part of the story when before Gondolin was going to get sieged, spoilers, basically the entire city, like the mountain range behind it, like the light of the sun showed really red, and then dragons came over the mountain. It's pretty crazy stuff there. So I try to get that effect, and so I permanently put it there so the light cycle doesn't change right now. And it looks really cool, and also it's just dark enough to where like these torches here light up and other torches light up, so it has that light up at night effect, but it's still like mostly in the daytime. It's feels daylight, you know, even if it's not super bright. So now we're gonna go through here finally. I know I spent multiple minutes in that one little spot, and I didn't put as much detail on the back, but as you can see, now we're going into the next cave, and then back into a canyon immediately. And this canyon's where it gets kind of nicer. It's got the lovely little flowers. I just tried to give it different kinds of flowers, you know. I try to do the red ones here, the orange ones here, the blue ones here, and then I just kind of did the random, like, you know, auto plant it sort of thing, like the bone marrow. And as you can see, you can kind of see through there, but that's okay. And there. I should have probably fixed that before. But this is the that one gate. This might be the gate of iron, and that might be the gate of, I have no idea. But this is a gate, and from what I read about it, it was kind of bigger than the other gates before it, but not after it necessarily, although I made it one of the biggest. And it had 4 towers, 2 on each side, so I did that. And as you can see, and there's kind of snowy at the top of the canyon rim walls. And then this is the Rondor, the eagle lord at the time that often came to Gondolin. Kind of looks more like a dragon, but as close as I felt like getting. And I think it was made out of glass. Maybe not, but I made it out of glass. Looks kind of cool. Yeah. And so then this cave is really short, and the caves get generally shorter and shorter. Maybe not. This is the Silver Gate. As you can see, I try to make it very silver-esque with the nice little things. And that was really cool, is like, when I made these, they hadn't done the update to make the, I think it's called diorite, and now they made it really smooth. So I did it all thinking it wasn't quite as smooth, and being actually a little bit, like, uneasy about whether or not I liked it or not. But now it's, like, super smooth, and I love it, so that worked out good. And I remember in reading about it, they had the globes, like the silver white globe things. So I think there was 4, 2 something, but I put 2 on each side of each side essentially. And then there was the like crown, I think it was the crown of the king Chardon, or maybe there was just a silver tree. Actually, yeah, that's what it was. It was a silver tree. So I tried to make something that kind of represented a tree here. Not sure if that worked out or not, but I don't know. I think it looks cool, and I had the doors opening on this side because, you know, they're opening it on the inside because they want to keep everyone out, so they're not really welcoming. It's definitely showing that. And this is kind of like a bigger area of the canyon. You can even see one of the mountains and one of the trees over there. Kind of see through there that there's a lot more stuff. And as you can see, it gets a little bit more pretty. There's more flowers here. If I remember right, there was something saying that like along these walls on top of the gold one, there was like 300 archers or something crazy like that. Yeah, and then I remember there's like 3 or 6 gold things, so I put 3 on each side, even though there was a clear space for another here. And to clear space for another here, I only put 3. And then I felt like doing like a spinny door thing. I think in one of the pictures I saw, they drew it where it kind of like rolled into the wall and then rolled back out into place, and it was definitely circular, and I just felt like doing a spinny door because that's what I felt like doing. So, and then this was the golden tree. It looks kind of more irony, or irony, it's ironic, but it's supposed to be a gold-ish tree, or a tree anyway, on a gold wall gate thing. So that is the 6th gate, and for a while in Gondolin, this was the last gate for a long time. But a little bit before Tour came along, who was the only person of the race of man, or just regular human, who wasn't an elf, to come by through here. There was another gate built before he got here, and that was the 7th gate, and that was at the very end of this little like cave thing here, and I made it a little bit longer than the last one, but I tried to make it not as long as the other ones. Yeah, and so you walk here and it starts getting pretty already. And I'm going to show you the gate first, and here's some more braziers. It kind of starts going downhill because you're like up in the mountains a little bit, and then you want to get down to the valley below, and then there's this nice little waterfall here in the mountains up there, and there's the gate. I think what it was is there was like 2 towers, and there was supposed to be like a crown here. Yeah, there's supposed to be a crown here, but instead I put the crown on top of the door. Alright? And you might be like, isn't this just like a random pillar in the middle? No, actually, you see there's 2 blocks here, so these spread out, and then boom, you got a gate. I should have done the middle with like something else so it's more clear, but I didn't. So maybe I could do that now, but I feel like it's kind of pointless. Yeah, but anyways, so it's kind of cool how it like just crawls in the wall, I guess. Really, it was just really hard for... I built the landscape first because I started actually way down there, and I'll get there. And so when I got up here, it was really... Once I had everything formatted, it was really hard to just add the gate in. because honestly, I literally had built all of these walls already and hadn't built the gate yet. So I decided to build the gate later, and it was kind of hard to do that. But I tried. Anyways, so that's kind of like what that looks like from there. It's kind of cool. And then you walk here, and then you're like, you go down here, and then you can see how that runs right into that lake. And that lake runs into the little rivers, which goes in the moat, and you can kind of see the down there, like the huge fields of. Oh, I gotta know this one. It's the Lamadin, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are the fields of Lamadin, which was also the name of some fields over in Gondor, and they named it after this. So that was really cool. And then there's some stuff over there, and you can kind of see the mountains up there. And then, boom, there's Gondolin! Woo! Heck yeah! It took way too much of my life! Yeah! Anyways, I'll get to that. So, as you walk down here, and actually I kind of did the formatting on here, like, a little wrong. Supposedly the south side is actually where the escape route was, and where I actually came into the city was on the other side, to the like north, and then that's like when he got down from here, he immediately went to the gate instead of having to go all the way around. But I thought it looked cool to like see Gondolin for the first time, and it's like up in your face glory, you know. I don't know, but yeah, as you can see, it's pretty big. For the logistics, I actually, what was it? I built this in about 3 months, this entire thing. I started December 2019, really. I mean, I had laid it out before then, but I didn't start building it till December 2018. And then I worked on it and then it was like late that month, and then I worked on it until about early March. Not early, it was probably like middle of March. So I worked on it a good amount of months, but I finished it. So when I was reading about it, yeah, a lot of waterfalls, a lot of flowers everywhere. Really pretty, but there's also Malorn trees like they have in Lothlorien. And when I was looking at it, I thought, wow, it wouldn't be good. It would be weird, in my opinion, to have them everywhere along the mountainside. So I only put them at the, like, close to the ground, or like at the base levels of the water areas. I mean, of the cliff areas. Like, not even second base, but like 1.5 base. Right here. Anyways, but I also felt like I needed to put them in, but I didn't want to put them all over the whole fields and everything. So I kind of put them on here a little bit more in this area with all the rivers. And then when it stops being so rivery, there's not as many around. Like there's none over there. Anyways, when I was looking through here, I figured there's going to be all these bridges here. What are you doing here? This is what I don't like about the updates. They have random villagers that walk around with their llamas, and they just stare at me. Do I have this on... Let me check. I have this on peaceful, right? Yeah. I did not give you permission to exist. Anyways, so... This is a, You should fix that. I don't like that. I really don't like that. It's angering me. Anyways, so I did so many bridges. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, then there's one over there, 5 in this reasonably small area. So I figured I would just clutter it even more with big trees and this like little thing here. I don't know, I felt like I needed like a shrine or something cool to look up at the city or look around and everything. I don't know, it felt fitting. I don't know if it actually is or not. So with the tree models, I had 3 different types of trees I made. I built them brick by brick. I didn't generate them or anything. I used the diorites, not smooth diorite, but regular diorite stairs for like giving a little extra root and branch formation. And then I used the mushroom stalk piece for the stalk in the trunk. And then I used the weird whatever the heck that is for the leaves, but it worked. It's the yellow one, whatever it is. And then for this one I did for the base of it I did a stair, and then I did two up with like an empty space in the middle, and then on top of except elevation, and then well, not counting in elevations what I meant, and then I put a stair on top of that, and then I put one stalk up here, and then I did it 3 above the top stair wherever that is, so 4 over here but 3 up here, and then I just kind of did whatever this top little thing is. And then I also had another model here in which this one was a little more confusing. I had a stair, right? Stair, but sometimes it branches off the grass, and so I just kind of spread it out more, but this is a regular one. So I had a diorite stair, I'll just call it a stair. I had one stair here, and then I had another stair on, like, above it, but like on a block, and then I went 2 blocks, and then another stair, and then guess what, 3, right? But because of the formation of it, there is 4 blocks in the middle instead of just 1, so it's like more, it's quadruple thick. And then the top part was really confusing. I just kind of went 3 and then skipped 1, 2, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. And then on the ones I skipped, I just did 1, 1, 1, right? Except for the corners, I didn't do the corners. And then I just kind of filled it in weirdly and in a specific format, and then I got this right around here, and so then I didn't go into the corners, but I went in the center and built this around here, and then again I went in the center, and it kind of did like 4 with like an extra thing poking out, and then I had 4 in the center, so that's what I did for that. And I spent way too much time just explaining how I made the trees. Oh well. But so I'm going to show over here first because there's not as much to see and I can do it quicker. So there's a huge like field here, and you can like walk around the city essentially as you see it. And there's mines up there, but I haven't built them because I'm lazy. I don't know if I'll ever build them. And there's another mine over there. And then these are the fields, and they got a lot of flowers all over them. I just kind of did a bunch of different colored flowers of basically the same kind of flower. It's a little boring, but whatever. And then here, this is one of the little cities, and I decided to build, I think there's like 7 or 8 of them, maybe 9, besides the actual giant city here. And I built farmhouses occasionally, because you got to feed your people. And then I did like a little, some sort of a fountain, I guess, and then a statue of one of the heroes of the land, maybe an elvish remembrance. And then there's just a little another town here, and this one doesn't have a statue, but it has a cooler little fountain there, and that's kind of like the end of where the roads go in this direction. You can kind of see the mountains up there, and I've let it rain this long, how dare I. So I'm gonna go, no, not time, don't want to mess with that. I'm gonna go to clear. So there's a couple rocks, and there's the mountains. See, these mountains are smaller, these mountains are bigger. Observation, and I don't know what that was, but anyways, so I saw in one painting that there was like kind of this like marshy land like surrounding the castle a little bit, and then also in the first Minecraft Gondolin I saw, which was the most accurate that I found lore wise, they pretty much did this almost all the way around, and they did it more on the front. And so I kind of did that a little bit on the front because I figured, okay, there's like all the rivers and stuff, but it was really tiny and it was like really cluttered, so I didn't really feel that genuine. So I felt like I needed to do more of an open area. So I did add a few trees and a lot of flowers and a couple, well no I didn't, no rocks, but anyways, so I kind of did that, and then it kind of goes back in here, and it just kind of comes out of the wall back in there. Yeah, I don't remember why I'm mentioning this, but a little promotional, unpaid, definitely unpaid promotion. I remember listening to Billie Eilish when I was building this spot. I think it was the one based off of the movie Roma. That song. It's a good song. I like that song. Yeah. Can't see my thumbs up, can you? Anyway, maybe I'll show it later, but that'd be a lot of editing. Anyways, so then the mountains get bigger over here, and they're pretty cool, and then they have rocks and more fields. That's pretty much all there is on that side. So let me go around the moat, and you can see I did 3 layers of mountain here, and sometimes they get really collapsed, and sometimes they have room to grow, except nothing bloody grows on them. Anyways, and then you go up here, and then there's the wall to the city. So you go this way, and I'd be really sad if you went that way, and then you didn't get to the road, and then you didn't know it went all the way around. You're like, I have to go all the way back. I tried to scream there, but it didn't work. So there's another little lake. I looked at a map, and it was a pretty well-drawn map, and in the side of the map they showed a lot of lakes in specific areas. So this is one lake, as you can see, and then this is a lower elevation lake. It didn't really say what elevation they were at, so I just chose, and I figured, okay, I'll do a little port town on this lake, since there's like no way to get to the other lake except by falling. This is a bigger fountain here, and little port dock thing, and then that's a big waterfall. There's other big waterfalls too, but I felt like doing cool waterfalls throughout here. I spent a lot of time on this bridge, don't remember why, but I did. And then this is the black hole. I forgot what it's called. It's probably underneath somewhere, but it's pretty cool. So up on the wall here, there was probably in that tower, there was an elf that betrayed everyone by telling the Dark Lord where Gondolin was, and he got sent back and was told, hey, if you help fight Gondolin, we'll let you take your crush in Gondolin and go marry her, right? Well, it didn't work out so well, because she was already married and her husband was fighting here, and then he decided, the dark elf that was the betrayer, I guess you could say, the traitor, there it is, he decided to start sending his entire house that he got. He was given an entire house, one of the most important places in the city, and you know what he did with it? That little evil guy, he went and just started trying to stab Tour, the husband of the girl he wanted to marry, and started stabbing him in the back. So Tour threw him off the tower, and he fell down into the moat, and then into the dark abyss he went. I only did this to the bottom of the world. I would have done it deeper, but it doesn't want to go anymore, unfortunately. So then there's more, there's a farmhouse, and there's some more farm, and there's a horse. And here is a long stretch of fields and some cool giant mountains in the distance. I try to make them look really cool and somewhat realistic. Really imposing. And this is the bridge that, or something, rampart, or whatever, that goes up to the first gate, but I felt like, why on earth would I want you just to go to the side gate? No. And it's kind of cool to see when the gate's closed, you know, it looks cool. So I decided, no, if you want to go through, you have to go all the way around the other one. So that's what we're going to end up doing. But anyway, so this is the west gate, as you can see, like that's, no, this is the east gate, what am I saying? So this is the, no. Oh, that's what it is. This is the north gate, and that's the west gate. So it's weird. So like that's north, that's west. Northwest. Anyways, northwest. So this gate looks really cool. I really like this gate. But I did a lot of flowers down here, kind of signify that there's a gate up there. And then I did like you can get into it from a city here, and there's a statue and a fountain. And you can go around either side and then climb up the giant ladder thing with braziers on the side, if that's what you call them. I think these are braziers here. I don't think those are. I don't know what those would be called, but they're cool. They're cool. And I'll show you what it looks like when you walk up. I said walk, not run. You can like see the wall. It's like huge and imposing, right? And then you have this decent sized gate here, gatehouses. And it's really cool. You can see the mountains up there and over there. So as you go along, more rivers and lakes. So there's 2 lakes here. This lake I decided to be the biggest lake out of all the lakes. Yeah. But this one, yeah, so they're kind of cool lakes here. And then I decided to make a really cool little, and there's like a little island in the middle there. And but there's a big island here, so I decided to make a really cool bridge that kind of goes hippity hoppity. So you go across here, and then you can see the wall up there, and you go down here, and it's like right aligned with the waterfall there, and you can see the mountains up there. And then you go down this way, and then, yeah. And so this one, I try to do it right, like, pretty much right in front of the waterfall, and you can see the waterfalls up there, and the mountain over there, and then you can see that way, so it's kind of a cool little spot there. And then you get over here, and this is getting closer to the cool stuff. So this is like a big farm, and there's some trees back in there, and then there's the biggest city outside the big city, and you climb up here, and you go up here, and this is actually another one of the, actually no, I think that's the biggest lake. That's the biggest lake. Okay, so this is the biggest lake, and as you crawl up here, I try to make it similar. I got inspiration from Lord of the Rings online video game. As you may know, I definitely get inspiration from that. And so I kind of based this off of one of the fountains, the Boar Fountain it was called or something, and another one here. And then there's one spot where you could go up to the second level of the story and walk around, so I kind of did that here, kind of like Freetown. Try to do it small. No more rain! No! I'll not tolerate the rain. And then there's the dock here. It's a bigger dock than before, and you get the lovely waterfalls. And I try to do like the light blue flowers around the waterfalls and around the water. So just a little thing there. You can see the mountains up there, and then if you go here, you can see the city pretty good. And that's one of the great houses with the purple, and then way over there with the trees, I guess you could say. That's another one of the great houses. And then there's a couple of watchtowers, and they have catapults on them, or trebuchets. I don't know which one you call them. Probably trebuchets since it's stationary. But I guess it doesn't have a whip effect, so it might be catapult. Yeah, catapult. Anyways, stationary catapult. And this one I didn't want to take up too much space, so I just kind of did it one way. I mean, it's not really that exciting. Wow, half an hour. That's crazy. It's a big place, and I'm not even in the city yet. Oh boy, this is going to be a really long, in-depth one. So this is the giant fountain. Try to make it look cool while still obeying the laws of Minecraft and not having to use actual bricks for the water, and it worked. Kind of. But I did braziers over here. Kind of runs alongside them. And then there's kind of like a cave in here, I guess, for some reason. It's like a circle. It literally looks like a circle. A circle in Minecraft. I broke the game. But blimey. There we go. Now we're out. So yeah. And then it is fed directly by a waterfall back there. I don't remember if that was my idea or if I saw it actually drawn somewhere, but that's what I did. And of course I did trees nearby it. And then it kind of goes down here, because the river runs right into the river. I'm like, how are you going to get by there? Let's go all the way around, right? And I didn't feel like doing a bridge here. It felt weird. So I didn't. Here, up a little elevation, there's another mine there, and this is the last, well, second to last of the cities outside the city. And this one isn't that big, it's not too special. It's a little bit more secluded, I guess. One of the bigger ones, but definitely has a big fountain. But if you go here, there's like a second story, and you can kind of look up at Gondolin, and you can see a good portion of it. It's, yeah. And see, that's the reason why I didn't want you to like come out from this side, because although it's completely unintentional, it's a benefit, because like you don't see the big fortress here because the trees and other towers block it, and so it's not as imposing, and you don't see as much majesticness. It just kind of seems more flat, and it doesn't have as much of a mountainous build up to it, and so I felt like it looked better as Gondolin, more iconic, I guess you could say, to what you might envision in your head when going the other way. So that's what I did. I don't think that's very lore accurate, but it's what I did, and it still serves narratively almost completely correctly. Just alter a few war tactics later on. And so this is another, there's a farm here, and then you have your lovely little town here. It's one of the smaller ones. But if you go up this way, that's the escape route. So I'm going to show you the escape route isn't that interesting, or else I'd show it last, but I'm going to show it now before I get into the city. And you can kind of see it goes beyond the veil there, and you kind of look at the city as you fade off into the depths. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Anyways, so then if you go here, you get to, I can't decide, but at some point there's supposed to be a Balrog that tries to intercept the people escaping, and I'll just do this, and it'd be cool if like the Balrog like stepped here and stepped here. He's like looking over them, right? And that's when Glorfindel rolls his sword and stabbed the great Balrog, right? But it wouldn't work there, because they both wouldn't fall to their death, would they now? So it would have to be up here, or even beyond what I've built. So you go up here, and then there's this, right? And there's this little chasm here, so you fight here. And then I would imagine the Balrog would come here, be fighting, and then they'd be fighting over here, and then they'd fall down there. Or maybe it would be beyond, right? Anyway, so you take one last look at the great city. It does look pretty cool from this angle, because it's like really far off, right? It's kind of imposing. I like it a lot. And so you go through here, and I haven't built anything, it's just door to nothing, I guess, but there could be more over there. There could be like a cave, there could be a canyon, you know, and then maybe that's where the Balrog gets thrown down by the Glorfindel, or Glorfindel, not the Glorfindel. I mean, he is the Glorfindel, but still, like, Glorfindel is interesting. Of a great hero of Gondolin, and actually, he was such a hero that he got brought back to life and got sent back to Middle-earth in the Third Age. Some little history for you there. So this is the gate, and this is where you actually enter through the west gate. And I try to make it a little bit more on this side so it's closer to the actual west. Because technically that's west, but I'm going to alter it and say that, like, technically where the water's coming out way over there, that's west. But I'm gonna say like that mountain right there, like the pinnacle of that mountain is west, so that's pretty close to west. So after you get all the way around the moat, for the most part, you get to this little town. You get across this little moat here, and then you get to go up the stairs, and it's kind of like a switchback. I don't remember why I did it that way. I think one of them was a switchback, and one of them was a bridge, but from what I saw in different artworks and things, but I could be wrong, they could be reversed, I don't know, but I liked it this way. And I thought it was cool that you got to do a little switchback before actually coming up here. Plus it would have been hard, you would have to like do a regular thing. It would be like coming out right at this house, and it would be hard to maneuver around it. So anyways, so there's not braziers, I don't even know what they're called anymore. So you get up here, and then there's the gate with all the flowers. There's the gate. There's the gate system, opening and closing the gate, which I actually built internally to the other one. And this is the fountain. I forgot what fountain this is. I forgot the names of the fountains. I'd have to look it up. But no, this is the courtyard of something. This is Idril's way. Idril is Tuor's waifu, and also the daughter of Turgon, the king of Gondolin. Gotta love that Turgon. And so this goes through many different parts of the city and ends up here, because they run here and escape. They have to fight a little bit, but they do escape. So it's debatable, in my opinion. I think it meant that one, but it might be this one or a different one. But somewhere, a Balrog falls off a wall and perishes with one of, I think his name was Ixalion, who's like the leader of the seventh gate over there or something. The steel gate. That was the last gate, the one that I didn't build that great. No more rain! Anyways, so that, look how many times I've changed it. Anyways, so you can see the cool little mountains here. It's like really cool. And so then, I don't even remember anything I was going to talk about, so I'm just going to keep going. So you can actually walk into these little things, be like, ooh, ah. I know, real great. But you walk here, and you might be wondering, where do I go? Well, I'll let you decide, but you can go up on the wall over there, or right there. And this is the barracks, one of them. There's many barracks. This is the northern barracks. Aptly named. And so I was gonna put stuff in here that were like barracksy, but I didn't. And then you can walk up here, and it's kind of cool, I guess. And so over there's more stuff. And then occasionally I would build like bars and things. Like I'll showcase this one for some reason. There's a lot of them. I don't think this was a smaller one, or medium-sized one. I don't remember. But there's like a lot of seats here, and then you go upstairs. There we go. Did I make it to where you can't actually... Really? 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 You can't actually... There. Wow. Okay, that must be an update or something, because it worked before. And then there's all these rooms that you can go in and sleep. I was going to put a bed there, and then all the other ones. But I did not. Actually, this just goes on a bridge over to a tower that you can get. And you can, that's kind of a cool tower. And you can see around, and then you can go down and walk over here, and then you're at the bottom here. And you came out from over there. See, they're all connected sometimes. Some of the houses you can't get into because I'm lazy and I didn't want to build like 400 houses. I'm not joking. And especially the interiors. So I built a lot of walkways, and I try to make them very definite roads. Sometimes it didn't work out. This is like an art gallery. I did do that. You can kind of walk through here, and then you're like, ooh, art. Random Minecraft art in Middle Earth. That's just what I want to see. And you can actually see the mountains over there, because they're crazy huge. Yeah, and then there's some cool buildings up there and over there, because everything's super huge in Gondolin. Don't take that too literally. And so I forgot to put a door on this one, and windows. Whoopsie, and I think I just didn't put a door on that one. I put windows. That's good. See, this is Idril's way. Go back in there. It's kind of gross. So that's about it. It just connects to way over there near the keep, connects over here, and then it connects at the front gate. That's it. Not super exciting. It's kind of cool, but not super exciting. See, look at that. It goes from the tower straight over there. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so there's the wall. Walk along the wall. It's not an ice wall, so no dragon's gonna be able to melt it really easy. Especially not an ice dragon. You know, I think it's kind of like weird that an ice dragon can burn down an ice wall. But anyways, so there's the gate doors again. And this is the main road. Oh, there's that cool little thing at the center there. But oh, and there's another little hut that you can eat at. And so this is main road, or one of them. There's another main road that connects to the other gate. And this is where it gets really crazy. So, oh, and there's the barracks again. So there's the main gate, and you crawl up here, and then boom, main road. And you can also go that way to all those roads. So there's this statue, two statues leading the way, and there's the big walkway. There's a catapult, and you can actually go up in there. I'm not going to spend the time because that'd take a lot of time. But also, I remember I felt, I don't know if I saw it in the artwork somewhere or if I just felt like there should be some malworn trees in the middle of the city along the road. But I did, so I did. I put them there. These are one of the great houses. They have many great houses. I forgot how many. It's been a while. Refresh me. But yeah. So I'll get back to the main roads later. I think that was the King's Road, and there's the Queen's Road over here. There's a bunch of houses, a bunch of towers, a bunch of walkways. You know how it is. And then you walk around here, more towers, more walkways. That one I forgot to build the top part. Uh-oh, or maybe it got destroyed somehow, I don't know. But this is where you get to the other gate. You can walk in there, but the gate's closed. And so this is like a double fountain. Kind of looks like a conjoined ice cream cone, I guess. So there's a statue, and you can see it really closely. You walk right up to it, right? So you don't get as lost. So really, you can walk all the way around if you can't find the other one and be like, oh, here's the main road. And then you could go up there and you realize, oh, there's another main road. But there's a lot of roads leading here and roads leading over that way. Some are cool, some are kind of boring. And so these are some more malorn trees along the path, and go crawl up here, and there's some cool little spots everywhere. And yeah, so that's where it meets up over there with the other road. So I'm going to show you some specific spots now. There's a lot, I might not remember. You walk up here and the elevation changes to where you're walking alongside the wall at first, at the bottom, alongside the regular roads, and then eventually you get up to the top of the wall on the main road. See how I did that? It's pretty crazy. So you get a walk at... Are you kidding me? And when you get here, you get some really cool sights, like just anywhere instead of just on the wall, you know? You can see the evil llama man down there. You see him? I might zoom in on him for you. Evil llama man! Ugh. Anyways. So then there's some... That's probably one of the bars. And then you can see some mountain there. And there's... Yeah, and there's the Great Keep up there. And some cool little areas around here. But this is the market. Great Market. There's a lesser market and a great market. This is the great market because it's right underneath the King's Keep. And you can actually go up to the keep through there. How did cow get in here? Oh, that cow. And below the house of the king, not the house of the king, just where the king's at, is the house of the wing. Does it line up? It lines up! Whoa, that's so cool. So the house of the wing is where Tuor lives, who is married to the king's daughter, king and queen's daughter, and is also the only male human of the race of man that's not an elf to ever make it alive in Gondolin, ever. So in here, there's like a little place to eat. There's a balcony. He has his own balcony where he could literally look out upon all this cool stuff. Oh, don't you dare. I don't even know what to call that. Why are you jumping? There's nothing to jump on, you little wombat. Maybe he's trying to climb the stairs, but he doesn't know how because he's a cow. That rhymed. So then you get into this little tower thing, and I should have put a bed in here, but I didn't because I'm lazy, as I told you. And there's like the wing. It's called House the Wing, so I try to put wings. Kind of cool golden wings. Yeah, that's right. They are cool golden wings. And then I put 4 wings on the top, and you can kind of look around. And then there's the keep. It's still not even up to the keep at this elevation. It's crazy. The keep's just way up there in the mountains. So then you go over here, and this connects up here, and that's when you get to these two kind of the lesser houses. This is the house of the mole, where the great... Let me check if my voice recorder's still recording after all this. It is! Yay! Oh, let me turn my fan on. Okay. So back to it. This is the house of the mole, and the evil dark elf, I think his name was Meglin, who tried to kill Tuor only to be tossed to his death in the abyss of way over there. This is his house, and he was given this house by the king to live in with a bunch of other people who were kind of lowly people, I guess. But they all got together, and this was their keep. And so they would eat here, I guess. I mean, they could eat wherever they want, I guess. And then, that's what I don't like about the update. I could have walked there before. Or maybe I couldn't have. Maybe I never could have. And I just didn't fool myself. So I did, like, bedrooms here, but I didn't put any detail. And this is, like, the mole armor, I guess. And then there's some chandelier, wooden chandelier. You know, that's safe. And there's a little bit of a balcony that you just walk off to your death. Or actually, you probably just break your leg. But that's what that is. Real cool. And next to it is its rival, which is a little bit lowly, but they fight them anyway. And so these are the closest to dwarves the elves are ever going to get. It's the House of the Hammer of Wrath. And they get real fiery hot up in here with them furnaces. So they smelt the weapons and armor for the most part, and they're really keen on that. And they love darkness, and they have bedrooms here, I guess. And anvils up here, I guess. Yeah. So then you go around here, and this down here is a lesser market, right? And so this is not the House of the Mole, but this is Meglin's specific house. Just Meglin. He doesn't even want to be with his lowly people. Actually, Idril's Way comes out over here, too. I forgot. But Meglin's house just kind of connects here. And I was going to do a non-Meglin house that was supposed to be the other house. Because, like, Idril is like, oh, puppy, come from your house and come this way. But I just forgot to put it there. So I guess Tuor lives in the House of the Wing now. Even though that's not necessarily more accurate. Oh well. But Meglin lives here. And it's a small house. And this is living quarters. And I forgot to put like any beds in here. I'm sorry. Get out it. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not rain. No, not time. Clear. There will be no rain. Alright. And this is lesser market. It's kind of lesser. And if whatever that means. And then you walk up these stairs. And it's like crazy stairs. And right, and you walk up those stairs. And you're like, wow. This is such a far way up, it can't possibly go anymore. And then it goes even more up here, and then more up there, and blah blah blah. But if you go here, this is where some more lesserness. So there's a statue, and you go up here. And that's cool up there, but if you walk this way, this is where some lowly people live. This guy lives right in the middle of the road, literally. Like, that's a house built in the road, makeshift. And they have these, like, kind of low-quality houses here. It's kind of poverty. Not much, and roads aren't that taken care of. And next to it is the Road of Waters or something like that. Road of Running Waters. And it runs with water, along water. And it runs right into the House of the Fountain, which is one of the cooler houses here. And I try to do like blue. Yeah. And then I gave it 3 unique fountains. Like this one was kind of like, I don't know, like a shrine. This one was kind of like a blob. And then this one was like a tower. So, and then it kind of stretched out. Is that more Idril's Way? Yeah. A lot of Idril's Way around here. And this one is really large. This is probably the largest thing. Wherever that is. So this one, what this is it's kind of crazy. You have this is the big timey. So you have all these like eating areas in here, right? And then you go up here and you go out into this tower thingy, right? But you can also go around here but yeah, so this tower thingy goes up and you can like literally, yeah, it goes up into that giant tower and you can like look around, I guess. But if you go this way, you get to also go up, right? And these are some more living quarters. Not living quarters, but like hotels, I guess. Because it's such a big city, you want to stay with your family, but not stay with your family. This is where you go, you know? Or maybe they are living quarters for people who don't have a lot of money, like apartment buildings or something, I don't know. But, yeah. So that's the biggest non-special building, I guess you could say. It's literally bigger than the House of the Fountain and a bunch of the other houses. It's one of the biggest buildings in Gondolin, and yet it's not even mentioned in lore. So this is the Southern Barracks. It's almost as big, yeah, it's not even as big as that, but it's almost as big. And so there's barracksy lands down here. You go up here, there's more barracksy spots, and then there's a tower of the barracks. And it's annoying. Oh, I'll fix that later, I guess. And it doesn't want, I don't know, it's being mean. I think it rearranged some of the stairs during the update. And so you can walk around here and there's more barracksy things to do. And then you walk up here and there's like these braziers and you could look at the mountain. So, this is the House of the Fountain. And I never went inside, but I'll show you inside. It's got a eating area. It's got a tower with windows, maybe some areas for living, and then you can look up around. And I try to use some cool stuff for that. And it looks pretty cool, in my opinion. Down here, this is the jail. Go to jail. And see, I made it big enough to where it's like it's kind of like just like the rest of them, just kind of white and bland on the outside. When you get on the inside, it's all gray and dark. So I guess me. I forgot to put a window there. No, this is that isn't a jail cell. That's like where you talk to people and they're like, okay, you can go talk to your family for a couple seconds, and then they're going back in jail. And this is the only jail, I think, because there's not a lot of criminals here. I mean, Maglin, and even he lives in his own house. And there's more jail cells that probably never get filled up. Yep. So that's the jail. Pretty small. There's some more. Is this a living quarter? No, that's just another really large eating area. That's another one of the larger ones. That's the tower. And then you go here, and this is the House of the Tree. I think it was House of the Tree. Yep. So you go in here, and there's like an eating area over here, big windows. And then you go over here, and you can walk into the garden, which is basically just a tree. And if you go up here, you can also go down that way. And this is like living quarters, I guess. And then you can also go around the tree this way, right? Go into the tree that way. But if you go around, you can go in the tree this way, right? But then if that's not enough, you can even go from the bottom here. So there's 3 ways to enter the tree area. And then it's kind of cool, you can look around. And then I was going to build stairs here, but I guess they're gone for some reason. And then this is like a little place where it's like a house on the side of the tree. And you can just kind of look around, and maybe there's something there for you, I don't know. Maybe. So, yeah, that's another one of the bigger buildings. That's probably bigger than that other one I showed you. Let's see, that was just so you could get up to the tower, but it looks cool. There's a random statue. This is a cool area here. So this is the house of the swallow. And the swallow is a bird, so I gave it some wings. And also the flag that I saw, one of the flag concepts of the flag I saw was purple, so I gave it some, and black, and white, and blue. So I did purple, black, and white and blue. So in here there's like the living area, and this is one of the bigger buildings, of course, and there's you can walk out over there too, and you go up here, and this is like living quarters, and I don't know what I was gonna put there, but there's some armor, and there's a balcony and some big windows so you can see all the mountains, and there's a chandelier up there, and then you can go up into the tower with the wings. So that's one of the bigger buildings as well. And then you go around to this building, and this building's cool. It's not as big, but it's cool. Oh, I forgot what it's called. It's the House of the Heavenly Arch, because this is the path of the Heavenly Arch, is, I guess. And so you walk up this way, and you can walk in there through that bridge, but you can also go around this way. And again, the flag was red, blue, and gold, and white, so that's what I did. Big blue windows, see all the mountains, good view, chandelier. I don't know where that came from. And so you walk up here, and there's some rooms, and you go to over that way, and there's a balcony. You can see everything over there too. And then when you go here, this is the that one spot that I don't remember if I have a sign for. No, I don't think. But this is the gardens, the main gardens, big gardens in the Gondolins. So you walk here, and there's some big flowers up towards the walls and stuff. I try to make it, basically with this, I was kind of confused because it's a little bit of a tight space, so I try to fit as much as possible, right? So I ended up fitting 3 of these malorn trees, one in the corner here, one over here, one over here, and this malorn tree kind of blocks that, but not really. And I made a little fountain thing here, kind of looks cool. And I made, so basically what I did with the flowers is I did purple flowers along the unoccupied areas near the green walls, and then but that wasn't priority. What was priority is the pathways I surrounded by red rose bushes, and then the trees I surrounded by the purple ones here, like the big purple things, but that wasn't a priority because the priority was these blue ones that I put next to the fountain, and then I just kind of randomly filled in the rest. So that's how that goes, and it looks pretty cool, and you can kind of see the big house right there. Kind of looks like something from like Twilight Zone, but like when it's like not being evil and it's being good for a second, you know. And there's that house in the background. It's really pretty, and you can also see the mountains in the background. It's just like a really unique spot. It's like you can imagine seeing this in real life and be like, whoa, I'm on vacation. Anyways, so let's see, anywhere else to show you over here. I'm not seeing any. Oh, this is the house of the flower, the sunflower or something. House of the Golden Flower. I was close. Sunflower is the golden flower, so you know. But go up here, and there's a kitchen. None of them other houses got kitchens. And then you got this area to eat, I guess. And you go here, and yeah, that's a room. You go up here. Ah, it's raining. Why does it want to rain? I will stop the rain if it's the last thing I do. I need some water. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn on the air conditioner because it's too warm in here for me. Yeah, it is. So yeah. That's gone. No, I'm not done. You know I'm not done. I've been bloody recording for over an hour and I'm still not done. I guess the other one was like 10 minutes. It was just an overview. But there's so much. This little tidy thing. And then there's just the top of the tower there. And it's kind of cool. There's the big... Anyways. So... what else to show you? Oh yeah, and then there's the pathway to the Heavenly Arch that goes to the House of the Heavenly Arch, where there's an arch. Yeah. And then you go up here. This is the House of the Harp. Made it like a harp, in which I try to make this look solid. Right? And then I used a lot of these to make these look like harp strings. The windows. And you walk in and there's like a place to eat, and then there's a bunch of areas to sleep for all the people living there. And that's where the windows are. And you can see the lovely mountains over yonder. I'm not really sure why I put fences there and not here. Maybe I just forgot. Maybe I thought they weren't necessary. I don't remember. Sometimes I miss things. Tiny details, really tiny details. So this is the House of the Pillar, and I made pillars, a bunch of pillars. I always kind of envisioned it either like this or like a big tower pillar thing, but the House of Snow, I think, and then the Sunflower House, and then just there's a bunch of towers in here, so I figured I didn't need to do a tower, so I just put a bunch of pillars everywhere. So you walk in the House of the Pillar, and there's like an eating area and a bunch of like sleeping areas, and then there's like a garden you can walk that's surrounded by pillars. It's pretty cool. This is one of the areas here, and there's a bunch of flowers and trees, pink trees, and I remember Lord of the Rings Online had pink trees in this area called Arid Luin, which was an area called Linden, and most of the people from Linden came directly from Gondolin. So, or at least their leadership did. So I think that might be, they might have taken some of the plant seeds and taken it with them or something. But I decided to put this here, the statue here. It felt necessary, and I'm just going to say it's Turgon. Why wouldn't it be Turgon? There's literally Turgon's Keep right up there. But I saw a detailed picture of the map, and they had these here. So I figured I would put them there as well. House of the Snow, haven't showed you that one yet. So that one's over here. It's by the Pathway of the Waters, or whatever that's called. And House of the Tower of Snow. And I even used like a birch wood sign there. And there's another door over there, but is it? No, there's not. I didn't make it a door. Much better. Anyways, so you go here. There's the door. I made it over here. So you go up or go down here, and so there's the area to eat, and there's the living quarters, and you can actually go up there, but there's a chandelier. There we go. I tried to scream again. I can't scream today. I don't know why. My voice isn't there. There's a lot of statues everywhere. Oh boy. So I'll walk up this way. I'll walk up the 3 prettiest ways to get to the keep and the areas around there. So we'll start out with this way. So come out of the barracks and then boom, and you see big Malorn tree, 2 medium-sized Malorn trees and 2 statues, and the city surrounding you. And you walk this way, you go past the trees, and you see the keep in the distance. And you see the House of the Pillars, and then you got 2 lovely little trees here. House of the Harps over there, and then you got the statue here, and then you have the keep and other things around there, and you have the Tower of, well, the House of the Fountain over there, and the House of the Golden Flower over there. And then walking this way, you come straight from the gate, essentially, and you can actually walk under the fountain. And then you see that, you come up here, and you walk beyond the Malorn trees, and you walk up the steps, you see the House of the Golden Sun there, and you can see the House of the Heavenly Arch, and then the other one in the distance, I forgot what that one's called, House of the Swallow, because of the bird wings. And then there's the Heavenly Pathway of the Heavenly Arch, or whatever it's called. And then you have these, with the things, and what I did is I actually did a cool thing. I did 2 of the small ones next to the tree, so like underneath it, wouldn't get as much sunlight, and then I did the big ones like past the 2 small ones. So that's just how I formatted that. And then I set them apart differently, like 1, 2, turn around, 1 over. So like where this big flower would go, I went across and then put the tree there, and that's how I formatted it. So there's a bunch of braziers here. There's a brazier on each side except for over here because there's a giant mountain there instead. So we're going to walk up here, and there's the keep up there and the 2 largest braziers. They're pretty cool. Or I think they're the largest braziers, I'm not sure. And this is the... I'll go here first. This is the house. No, I forgot to show you the other one. Yeah. So you go up this way past the Great Market, right? Or you can go one of the other routes, and then you get to here, which is the Alley of Roses, which is one of the prettier areas that I've heard of. So I try to give as many, like, I try to put a mountain there and put it next to the mountain there to give it as much, like, I don't know, natural take and uncity-like as possible, so I could get as many roses in here as possible. Not popular as possible. So I did a lot of roses here, and it's one of the prettier areas. And it's really pretty when you like to look at it as you're coming down that way, and you can see the mountains in the distance and the city. Yeah, it's really cool. And then you can go that way, straight to the building there. I forgot the name of it. The House of the Golden Flower. So you go here, and this is just like a little spot where you can chill out and hang, and you can see the mountains and the. It's a good spot. You can see the city. Not really like from a downward view, but you still see it. There's the keep there, and then you walk this way, and only 3 things left to show you. So hopefully I get it done before an hour and a half in, but I doubt it, because this is where the history comes in. And you can see the House Tower of Snow, House of the Fountain in the background, and that big building I made, and the mountains. Those are my 2 favorite mountains of the whole area, and then my 3rd favorite is that one that I'm focusing on over there. And then my 4th favorite is this one right here, because, well, actually no, this one's taller, but yeah. Anyways, so you can walk here, here, and it's kind of a balcony, right? But not really. And then you have chandeliers in both sections, and then you have a giant eating table here, and you can see the mountains. Pretty much, you're like at the base of the mountains now, like the actual mountain part, and you're almost at the top of the Tower of the Snow, right? That's how high up you are. And there's a kitchen, and this is just the 1st story. There's multiple stories to this building, and this isn't even the tallest building, nor the building on the that hits the highest elevation. That's the keep, as far as buildings go. I mean, there's like a place that starts at a higher elevation, but look at that tower up there. That's probably the highest spot you're supposed to be able to go, and we'll go there at one point. Try to do like a cool design here, I guess. On the floor, there's some like living quarters in there. and then you can go into this tower thing and crawl up further. Yeah. And this is like where I was going to do like a bed and some fancy things. I just never got to it. And this is the top story here. And you're almost to the top where that would be, but not quite. It's one of the higher up elevation areas. And it's pretty cool. So now you gotta go all the way out. Cool views though. Really cool views. This is the house of the king. This is where the king normally lives. He would probably live up in that tower thing, right? But he could also live in this keep because there's more castle thing, because there's more space in there. I don't know, maybe the queen just take over the whole thing. So here, I don't know what I was doing here. I just try to make it kind of like a shrine, a cool like little place, I guess. Because they did worship the gods here. Oh, I can't. Or the Ainu, the heavenly ones. And so I guess they would walk in here or walk up there, and they would like, they wouldn't offer sacrifices, I don't think. Maybe they did, but they would pray or whatever they did. And so then you come here. So not that way, but you go there and then you go down there and you can see everything. It's pretty cool. But up here we can walk, and up here is kind of a cool spot, right? You can see a lot of the city. A lot of the city. It really feels like a city when you're up here. It really does. It's really cool. Block by block, 3 months. One little teenager is insane. And I put little red flowers here, and little red flowers there, just around this area, because this is where Idril, the daughter of Turgon, and good old, what's it called, and Tuor got married, right here. Right here. And so, smooch. So, that's when that happened. Conception. So, or is it reset? I don't remember. So, now we're going to get to the main building of the whole place, and that is the keep. So what you might notice is that this is the gold tree, which is just a regular Malorn tree, and then this is the silver tree, which I kind of did it a little dark. I thought about redoing it, but I wasn't satisfied with however I did it, so I just kept it like that. Plus, it's good in contrast to that. It looks silver in contrast to that. Just on its own, doesn't necessarily work the best, but that's alright. And there's the fountain in the middle. And I figured of putting this like outside, like I put it in this main courtyard here, but this courtyard kind of connects the other stuff, and I felt like not connecting it to the main courtyard. And so I built a wall around here, like just an extra, it's kind of like Taj Mahal, I guess, with like the extra like wall around it. And the extra towers. So these are towers, you can actually go in them, but they're kind of cool, and they got arches on them, and you can walk around. And there's like the water fountain things on each side here. They're kind of cool coming out there. You walk on the wall, walk up top here and everything. And you can walk in here, you have to jump. Try that again. Hop. And then you can walk around this way up here. And this is like a business meeting. This is where all the meetings take place, like right in here. And you'll have people sitting here and be like, what are we going to do about the city's finances? Or whatever. And you can, it's really cool here. This is a cool view because you can see like the fountain. You can see the trees going down there. You can see the two Malorn trees down there. And you see the two mountains over there. It's really cool. That's, yeah. No more rain! Ah! There's my scream. Took me forever to get that, and it was kind of weak. That actually kind of frightened me in like real life. I didn't expect that at all. So then we walk up here, and this is the actual keep. This is the actual like kingdom place, and that's the tower. So I'll go into the keep first, and there is the throne, and you can walk up here, and this goes downstairs into this, which this connects all the way down to the Great Market down there, like I showed you earlier. I'm not going to go further and down that way, but it connects there. And then you can walk this way, and you can see over there or over there, and it walks up this way, and you can kind of go on top here, on top of the big chandelier, and you can look around on the second floor. All the windows, kind of cool. And then and it's like paved the way to the throne where Turgon sits. Or Idril if she feels like it. There's the big windows, and you can look down on each side. It's probably the best windows in the whole land. It's really cool. But then you go up here, and you go into the tower, and you actually go in the tower this way. You have to hop a little bit, but you go here, and you can see more around here. And you crawl up here. You can see even more. And there's now you're at elevation with like the top of the other house, and at pretty much the top of the keep too. It's crazy. And then you go up here, and you're finally at the top. This is the highest you can go. You're actually higher than that. You're like as high as that mountain over there, or those two mountains. You're almost as high as those mountains. Pretty crazy. Ooh. Oh, like that scene with Orthanc and Isengard and Gandalf in the movies. Anyways, so one of my favorite spots is over here because you still get to see the dramatic rising of the mountains and buildings here, but you also get to see the layout of the majority of the city and not have it look, well, also not having it look flat. So I like to go here, right here, and there. It looks a little flat, so you go up and fly. And then basically I like it right, like in here, I think it was. Boom. There it is. There is Gondolin. There you have it, everybody. I'll go back to that in a second as I fly over it. But underneath this is actually a map where I just recorded the whole area. It's a map. I'm the map, not copyright me, please don't copyright me. So I'm gonna go down here, and there it is, there's the map. As you can see, these aren't generated mountains, these aren't generated grounds. I literally built this whole thing, block by block, from the ground up. And then see, I laid it out kind of down there, just a base idea of it. And that's kind of how big it is. I'll kind of zoom out with like full, show you things later. So that's the map. So that, like, each block is like one regular map, and I had to use 15 maps to get it all in. I mean, some of them were barely used, but still, it's crazy. And there's a lot of detail on the maps. It's mostly gray instead of white, but still, it's really cool. Yeah. Technically, there could be a tiny bit on a 16th map down there, but whatever. So that is that. And I'm going to go to my settings here, and I will go to, and I'll show you the whole thing, the whole stinking thing. I kind of spin around the place like that for a second. Now I'm going to go along the rim. Please don't copyright me just because I'm singing a tune. It's not even the words. There's no words to this song. So I'm going to stop that so I don't get copyright strike because I'm at 122. Oh, now it's 122, 24, 25. Wow, it's going quick. And that was just the Bandicam thing that I'm recording this with, so it's not even like the voice recording thing. That's not even accurate. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, so yeah, that's it right there. Looks tiny, doesn't it? Looks bigger. And you see, they said that that holy place that they worshipped and then got married, that's pretty much the center of the city. So I technically, like, that statue is the center of the city, but close to it. But I made that close to it as well. It's a pretty city. And I did the top of the keep with a bunch of gold. There's the gardens over there, the fountains, the gates and the causeways, and the lakes and everything. So I'll get in line here. And I'll look over one last time. There it is. There's my good boy, the Gondolin. And that is where I'm going to sign off. So, I can do an in-depth review of my Lord of the Rings thing, my Middle Earth, my regular Middle Earth map. I haven't really, I did like an overview of it, but that didn't get very popular, so I figured an in-depth review might get more popular. So, that's what I did here. So, if you want me to, I can do an in-depth review of Middle Earth that I built. And I built it like, what was it, like I think it was like 1/9 scale as far as like the regular lands. No, I did 1/10 scale for specific areas, and then I did it like as like a small version. And then I did it like 1/20th for the lands in between or something. I don't know, it wasn't that, it's not that big. But it's big altogether, but it's not that big individually. Like, that's a Munhen right there. Tower's there, and then there's the statues there as you come in. And there's the thing, and there's Rohan. You can see all of Rohan. There's Fangorn over there. There's Gondor down there, and there's Mordor. Ooh, oh, show too much. I mean, you can go watch the video if you want to see more dead marshes. So, if you want me to do that, leave it down in the comments, and I will go through this entire place in depth without rain, except I might have to just say without rain, like just do something with the rain, or I don't know, I'll figure out something. And then also there's the new show, Lord of the Rings show, coming out, and they showed that they're going to have Numenor involved. So I'm thinking about researching Numenor, and before the show comes out, doing like a whole, I don't know, like a whole series on that. On my Middle Earth map, I kind of showed the rubble, I guess you could call it, of Numenor, way over here. You can kind of see it. It's just a tiny little island that floated over here, I guess. It's not really accurate. It'd be way further out there, but way further out there. It'd be beyond the blue there, but that's just where I put it, and so that's just what's left of it. Little Numenor, but it used to be big, and I put rubble down here from in the caves, underwater caves. See, there's like houses that are all destroyed. I don't know, I thought it looked cool. Is it cool? Probably not, but that's what I did. So I guess it kind of looks cool, but I'll just keep it there. And so basically, what I'm going to do, well, I don't know if I'm going to do that. If you want me, I don't know if you're going to want me to or not, but I kind of want to do a Island of Numenor and just research it like a lot, because I'm not that familiar with it, and then build it in Minecraft, which might take forever, that I don't have, but whatever. But I might not. But then if I do, I'll be able to get it done hopefully before the show comes out, but that's coming out in like at least a year, probably 2 years or more, so I should be fine with that. But anyways, if you want to hear my thoughts, I have some thoughts about like how the show should progress, because it's in the Second Age, shows Numenor, and I feel like personally they shouldn't focus just on Numenor, and I feel like there's a lot of ways, in a lot of areas they can take it. I feel like since it is confirmed for 5 seasons, I feel like the 5th season should kind of be like the main story arc of the seasons should be the first 4 seasons, and then I feel like the extra stories attached to it should be the last season. Because I feel like if they don't do that, they're going to be like Game of Thrones, right? And they're going to do like a lot of end tales that they didn't finish up or whatever, which is cool. But at the same time, if Lord of the Rings is going to produce a Lord of the Rings based TV show again, I would prefer it be the first age and include some Gondolin, you know. So I'd prefer if they focus their efforts on like a full first age TV show, and like if this one becomes successful, really successful, then yeah, it'd be worth it, right? So I feel like they should just I feel like they should get everything that they want to get done with the second age done in this show, even try to confirm more seasons if possible, if needed. And then after that, just go on and work towards doing a full first age thing in another 10 years down the line, because right now our CGI isn't that great. And there's a lot of weird concepts that would be hard to emulate on the screen, even a small screen. So yeah, those are my base thoughts, and I was thinking about going more into that later. Yeah, so for this video, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see my in-depth review of my Middle-earth map that I made, I think a little over a year ago, then comment down below. And if you want to see me make an Island of Numenor in Minecraft, and you want to see me do a review there, also comment down below. If you like this video, then you can share it with your buds if you feel like it. Definitely give it a thumbs up down below if you want to, but definitely subscribe. I could use subscribers. I like subscribers. And if you like this content, then you subscribe, then I'll put more content out like this. If you like my other content, then subscribe for that content. I'll put other content out like that. But I'm going to try this out, see how this goes, and hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you later in one form or another. And I feel like Namare is just agreeing, but if it's a goodbye as well, then Namare and goodbye. Thanks for watching.